today's sequence is really good for core strength. And we're going to combine a couple of exercises to make a couple of flows that you can work on. As always, important to work at your own level, so I'll layer the exercises and only progress up to the more advanced or challenging levels if you feel comfortable. Otherwise, you can just stay at the basic exercise and just work on good form with that before you then progress. We're going to be working a little bit with the hamstrings as well today, so and we're going to be doing a little bit of forward fold. So I just want to start off with some head to knee, just to kind of just stretch it a little bit into the lower back and a little bit into the hamstrings before we start. So just coming into an easy seated position and then just drawing. I've gone left leg out first, but just drawing the foot up to the inner thigh. Sitting tall, turn and face the outstretched leg. Make sure that both sit bones are grounded. Take a breath in to really lift out the hips, out the spine, lengthen the spine. And then on the exhale, just folding forward, reaching down, grabbing the toe if that's there for you, or the ankle, the shin, or the knee, depending if you have flexibility in your lower back. We're trying to draw the toe back, whichever position you choose, trying to flex the foot and draw the toe back. And then flex the quad as well, and notice that as you do that, the knee drops down a little bit closer towards the floor. And this bent leg, so if you can just relax at the hip as well, so you're not kind of holding any tension in that leg. And then use the breath. Big breaths in. And on the exhale then just see if you can take that a little bit deeper. Noticing where you feel it. Is it a hamstring stretch or is it stretching into your lower back? Just taking your attention there. And just trying to work with that nice deep stretch. One more breath. And then release, slowly stack up the spine. Big breath in the middle and then change sides. Opposite leg out. Leg to the inner thigh. Ground the sit bones, turn and face the outstretched leg. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, hinge from the hips, release from the hips before you then come down. Take a bind onto the foot, again, or the ankle or the shin, wherever you feel comfortable. Squeeze that quad, bring the knee close to the floor. Just releases the hamstring muscle if you put a little bit of strength into the quad. And then use the breath. Take it a little bit deeper each time you exhale. Take a breath in, stack the spine. Now we're going to come into a reverse table. So what I want you to do is just to start to come into this, just kind of sat tall, just bring the hands slightly behind the body, but then lift, so lengthening the spine, squeeze the shoulder blades together, take a breath in, and then on the exhale we're going to lift the hips, push the hips up, and it's reverse table, so trying to get the hips as high as you can, get a nice flat line down the body. Take a breath in. This time as you sweep down, you can either come back into that seated position or pivot on your heels and swing the hips through the hands, so you can like in a staff position but lifted, and then lower down onto the floor. Keep your hands where they are. Pause there, take a breath in, reset. Slightly push down into the floor just to lift the spine. Take a breath in, squeeze, and then on the exhale, again, we're going to now pivot on the heels, swing back through, push the hips up. Pause there, take a breath in, squeeze, lower back down on the exhale. Swing through the hands like a pendulum, and then lower down onto the floor. Pause, take a breath. Squeeze on the exhale then, push up. Pause at the top, take a breath in, squeeze, and on the exhale, lower back down. Hovering over the floor before you release. Do that twice more. So breath in, lift, squeeze, swing through. Pause at the top, breath in, squeeze, lower back down, hover over the floor, and then lower. One more. Breath in, squeeze, lift, swing through, reverse table, and then lower back down. And then lower. So that's reverse table. Progression from there will be to come into reverse plank. So if you're comfortable with reverse table, maybe stay at that level. For reverse plank, we're basically going to keep the legs straight. So the hands come behind. Again, take the opportunity then just to kind of squeeze the shoulder blade, lift the chest. Take a breath in, you're going to hinge on the heels again. As you take that breath in, squeeze, and then lift up, push the hips up. So you've got a nice flat line down the body now, all the way from your shoulders, all the way down through to your toes. Breath in at the top, squeeze, lower back down. This is a great exercise then, you can either keep coming in and out of there, or a great exercise now to combine with a forward fold. So the two work really well together, agonist and antagonist working together to release a little bit deeper into the fold each time. So come into that set position, take a breath in, lift into that reverse plank, hold, breathe, take a breath in, squeeze, lower back down. And then we're going to forward fold. So exhale as you come into the fold. Breathe in as you set. Exhale then into that reverse plank. Squeeze. Take a breath in as you lower back down. Exhale into the forward fold. Breathe in as you set. Exhale and squeeze as you lift. Breathe in as you lower. Exhale, fold. So just keeping that going is a nice flow, and just notice that each time you do come into that forward fold, you might just get that a little bit deeper. Almost down to getting head to knee. One more. Sit tall. Just take a few breaths. So either going to stay with that nice flowing movement, or just as a one last challenge for reverse plank is to add a leg lift. Now, this is quite a big movement, so it's going to aim to do alternate leg lifts. I'm going to do 3 each side, but there's just a little check about being able to maintain a good form with this while you do that. And what I mean by that is, if you come up into your reverse plank, we're going to have the leg lift, but if the hips drop, then you want to work on just maintaining this reverse plank. So you need to be able to take a breath in, squeeze the glutes, lift the leg without the hips dropping down. If the hips drop down, then just take it back to the floor, maybe come back to that flow, or just practice reverse plank or reverse table. If not, if you want to join me with this, take a breath in, set position, squeeze, lift up into that reverse plank. Pause there, just squeeze your glutes. And we're going to alternate leg lifts. Working hard to keep the hips pushed up. Challenging exercise. Start to feel it a little bit in the lower back. Lower back down to the floor. Partial roll down, just come to a nice seated position. Just use your hands just below the knee tops of the shins, just to kind of pull yourself up. So you're not in a slump position, you're in a nice I shape, head is lifted. Take a breath in. Take the hands out in front, relax the shoulders down. On the exhale then, we're going to scoop in the abs. Just hinge back. We're letting the back round as you push your hands forward. So you've got a nice C shape down the back then. And you just start to roll down and you're coming onto your sacrum. As you do that, scoop in the abs, blow out all the air. Get to a point where you've got a little bit of a judder going on in the abs. Take a breath in. And on the exhale then, coming back up. So you're hinging forward, but then in that last little bit, just come back through, really lift the spine, come back into that I shape. Breath in there, on the exhale, hinge back, scoop in the ab, blow out all the air. Breath in at the bottom, peel up, coming all the way through into that I. 2 more. Sit tall, stack the spine, nice I shape. Breath in, hands go forward. We're going to come down through that partial roll down, but then continue to control it down all the way onto the mat. Nice and slow, letting one vertebra at a time lower down, but you do that keeping the abs engaged, keep the abs squeezed in. When you come down onto the floor, what we'll do is we'll just take a bit of a break there, straighten out the legs, take a full body stretch. Pause, take a couple of breaths. And then we're going to take this into roll up. So take a breath in, float the arms up towards the ceiling, and then on the exhale you're going to come chin to chest, and then roll up. You're going to reverse that roll down with a roll up. Nice and slow, keeping the abs scooped in, blow out all the air. Sit tall, and then you're going to take a forward fold. Come back up to that seated position. Sit tall, take a breath in. On the exhale, you're going to lower down, scoop in the abs, keep the abs nice and controlled, roll down. Breath in as you take a full body stretch. Exhale then as you peel up, scoop in the abs. Breath in, full body stretch. And this is the flow now. Keeping going, nice, continuous, smooth movement. Remembering to exhale and scoop in the abs as you lower. Breath in that full body stretch. Exhale and scoop in the abs as you lift. Breath in into that spine stretch forward. Keeping this going as a flow. If you feel as though you kind of, particularly as you're rolling up, you kind of want to hike. You have to kind of throw yourself up or the legs come up. Maybe just bend the knees, and as you lower your hands down your thighs. Take a full body stretch, and then again as you peel up, chin to chest, just take hold of your legs and just kind of walk yourself up. So just giving yourself that a little bit of a help to come up. That might just help, or you can bring your arms all the way forward, and that sometimes even just holding some weights can help just with a little bit of a counterbalance to help ease you up into that position. If not, as progressions, we can start to bring in a little bit more challenge. So in this laid down position, tilt your pelvis, push your lower back into the mat so you feel your back flat to the floor, and that's really engaging your abs now, and maintain that imprint all the way through. Point the toes when you're in this full body stretch. Take a breath in. As you peel up now, I want you to really squeeze your legs, flex your feet. Come up. Point the toes as your spine stretch forward. Flex the feet as you lower down. And we're trying to keep the legs and the back flat to the floor in this full body stretch position. There's an extra challenge. Try keeping the arms above the head. So take a breath in lower with the arms above the head. So you come down straight, pretty much into that full body stretch position. And then lift up with the arms above the head before you then take that spine stretch forward. Just adds a little bit of extra lever length into the exercise. And one last challenge is to turn this into a neck pull. So the hands for this come behind the back of the head. They're there for position. You're not actually going to pull on the neck. They're just there for position. It looks like you're pulling on the neck, but you're not. So resist the temptation to pull the neck. Try and keep the elbows wide, which is the challenge. Take a breath in, chin to chest. Peel up. Notice how the elbows come forward. Sit tall. Take the elbows back to the sides. Breath in, lower down with the elbows back. Breath in. Peel up on the exhale, trying to keep the elbows wide, really challenging. Do one more. And everybody then just finish off the little routine you're doing back down on the mat. Take the arms above your head, take a full body stretch. Just let the body relax. Let the breath come back to normal. Allow a little bit of time just to restore some length into your abs down the front of your body.